Let me get this straight. You want me to pay for my food? You make it, then you put it out on some kind of countertop with my name on it, and you don't verify who picks it up. You just, well, if this person thinks their name is Brooke, then by God, they deserve it. I don't really know where I'm going with that. My caps lock key is on. I don't like that. That's how you burn out a light. Anyway, do I go more into what I was saying? Basically, I'm going to answer my own question. Publix. Listen, I love the store. You know, I have my quibbles. Quibbles. Oh God, this is how I'm starting. Okay, let's just get rolling. So yeah, when you order a Publix sub, if you pay for it in advance, I've also had this at other places. I think Naked Farmer. I'm sure they're all listening. But I order the food, then I pay for it ahead of time, and then they just put it out on like a counter or something, and I just go up to get it, and I'm like, well, I could just literally be getting anyone's food, but it's got my name on the receipt somewhere, but I could just be Billy Bob Thornton walking in and just taking someone's food. And then what, guys? And then what? Anyway, I just don't like that system. Can we keep it behind the counter and then I give you driver's license, something? I'm willing to, forego the ease of use. Is any of this making sense? Am I making sense? It's been too long. I haven't done a pod in a hot minute, so I'm a little rusty. So please, also it's the end of the day, and my brain stops working, I would say about 6 o'clock. The brain is just done. So, strap in. Unfortunately, I decided to do this. We're on, I already said it, it's Top and Bottom Talk. We're doing my favorite 100 albums. I just had to get this one done. It is currently Tuesday night, the 21st of January, and it's 8:40 p.m. It is so close to my bedtime, so this is a terrible idea, but I wanted to get it done, because busy weekend coming up, and it's just going to keep on prolonging. So, anyway, I think that's enough preamble. Let's get down to it. We're going to be doing albums 20 through 11. These are good, obviously. Number 20 is the Arcade Fire. The album is Funeral. Favorite song is Neighborhood 1, in parentheses, either C's or Cis or Parenth, is Tunnels. And then for favorite activity, wow, it's been a hot minute. I forgot all this stuff. I wrote these out a while ago, so there's just gonna be a lot of lagging going on. It's fine. Favorite activity while listening was Child Rebellion, and this is very much I feel like they sing a lot about their childhood. This is I don't know, when this album came out, I had actually heard their album is I think it was an EP that came out before this, and I was hyped. I was very excited about this album, because there was the band just sounds very, je ne sais quoi. No, they sound, you know what? I wrote it down. Why am I trying to think of it off the top of my head? Let's just read my notes first, and then I'll expand if I can. I did see this band live with Kelly. I think it's a sister-in-law. I forget how that works, but totally awesome show. I believe they sang or performed. It was at I forgot the venue, pretty large. Oh, it was where the Lightning play, so whatever that is. Amelie Arena, whatever it is. My head's already resting on my hand. That's a great sign. But they performed, they had a wrestling ring set up, which I thought was pretty cool. Band is from Canada. Let's see. Oh, yes. So I did predict greatness for this band, and I was right. They had an album that came out before. I did not write that one down. But it was just like an EP, but there was just something about the band. Like, there was a sense of urgency in the music, that they just capture really well. I can't really think of a lot of other bands similar to them. And they had kind of a nice little run. I'm going to say the last album that I listened to, I should not have started that sentence because I don't know the name of it. It was fine. It included Put Your Money on Me or something. I remember just seeing it in like a Target, and it was kind of, what's the opposite of a boner? It's definitely 8:40 because we're about, how many minutes into this pod? Almost 6 minutes in, and we've had our first boner mention. Anywho, God, I hope this isn't hey kids, let's throw in Brooks pod on while we're driving to Disney World. Anywho, so yes, I was very excited about this album coming out, and it just blew me away when it came out. I was immediately just in. I was in it. It's only 10 songs. Came out in 2004, 48 minutes. So an average of 4.8 minutes. That can't be right. I mean, it is right, but what is 0.8 minutes? Anyway, very, very, very good songs. I looked at the lyrics and who knows? The lyrics aren't the best in the world. But it's just I'm going to say this is a feeling band. You're going to notice some of my top 10 are actually on this. We're about to get into them. These are not like critically acclaimed albums, but they're just albums that stuck with me for a certain period of my life, and they became like all that I listened to. So I was I obsessed? I will just say I was obsessed with Arcade Fire, and then I did finally get to see them in Tampa. Very exciting. I think I got a shirt, and I think it was too small for me, which is weird because I'm super skinny. Anyway, the lead singer, I think his name is Win Butler, and then his brother is also in the band, but he can really shoot the basketball, so there's that. He's very tall. I think he's like 6'7", or 6'9", or 6'11", or 7'1", or 7'3", or 7'5", or I don't know. He's very tall. They're, I'm pretty sure, from Canada. I wrote down Canadian with a question mark, so let's just assume they are. Another thing, their albums, but also their songs feel very important. They just feel like life-changing, life-affirming songs. There's not, at least to this point, not a lot of like throwaway songs where they're like, put this one on and, go for a drive. It's all just like, my life. Yeah, they're a rock band, but there's just a lot of fun to listen to, and I was just all over them when they came out. What else do we have? The most popular song is Wake Up, with 157 million, so told you, this band got pretty big. I think they also got maybe a little extra popularity from that Where the Wild Things Are movie. I want to say one of their songs, it might be Wake Up, was in the preview, and I think people are like, ooh, I like that. So, favorite lyric I wrote down is, if the children don't grow up, our bodies get... Children don't grow up, our bodies get bigger, but our hearts get torn up. We're just a million little gods, causing rainstorms, turning every good thing to rust. And obviously Pam is here, so I'm not going to I don't like this term, but full throat it. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. But we're going to, a little too close to the boner comment earlier. But if Arcade Fire were here, I would say, guys, keep it down. It's almost bedtime. But they would say /sing. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not going to sing this loud because, I think she's reading. She's reading for her book club. And I am podding for my pod club, which is probably just me at this point because it's been a hot minute since I did one of these. Anyway, enough negativity. Let's be positive. Good vibes. Sing the damn song, Brooke. If the children don't grow up, our bodies get bigger, but our hearts get torn up. We're just We're just a million little gods causing rainstorms, turning every good thing to rust. And then the next one, which I didn't write down, is I guess we'll just have to adjust. Yeah, you can see. It gets you hype. It's a great hype band. That is one of my regrets, is not being a baseball player and having a song that I could walk out to. They just throw too hard. Anyway, number 19. Yeah, that's a good stopping point. Anything else I wanted to add? No, I think that's... I do usually do that thing where I'm like, oh, let me go back. But no, I think that's... please listen. It's very good. Very, very good album. Definitely their best. First EP is good, but not as good as that. Next, number 19. This is where... You know what? I'll just say it and then I'll talk. I love this self-editing. Artist is Noah and the Whale. Album is The First Day of Spring. Favorite song, also The First Day of Spring. And then this one is very... the activity is Getting Over a Breakup, and boy, is it good for that. I think I've got 2 of those on this list. We'll see. There's another one later on. This... I remember somebody told me about this band, and I was like, okay. And I remember seeking them out, and this album is different than all of their other stuff. So I think all of their stuff I just do not care for. I don't listen. I don't have any of it on my Spotify playlist. It's just not for me. But this album, is the whole thing, I could do without all the little musical instrumentals, but otherwise, it's just like a perfect album. It just, and for Getting Over Breakup, I think it's just like a linear story of like this guy, I'm pretty sure, kind of breaking up basically with his girlfriend, and then they're going through it, and then they kind of like relapse, and then he finally like moves on, I believe, and he just emerges from that breakup in like a good place. So it definitely had an effect on me where I was going through it. And this one, honestly, it helped me get out of that funk where I was just like, and I would just put this thing on and listen to it, and I think it just had that, it kind of rubbed off on me eventually. Came out in 2009, 11 songs, almost 43 minutes. And I say 11 songs, but there's, how many? 1, 2, just 2. I always thought it was more. So it's more like 9 songs, because 2 of those are these little tiny instrumentals. But it's very like soft-spoken, and there's a lot of hope inside of it, I will say. So it definitely has like a little dreariness to it, but it kind of just pulls itself out of it. And let's see. Yeah, so I played this album nonstop with 2 other artists. Those 2 artists being Matt Kivel, and that's Kivel. Anyone going through a breakup, my goodness, put this thing on with those other... Well, I mean, just... Your mileage may vary. You may not like it as much, but this one with Matt Kivel, and then the artist The New Year, which is in my top 10, I believe. And it was those 3 albums, literally just on repeat. I would just probably switch between them or just play them over and over, and then, I'll just listen to some New Year and over and over and over. And, yeah, it just pulled me out of it. So, very cool. Very, very cool. So, it honestly made me a better person. It is, the album itself, kind of depressing. I'm not even going to call it rock. It's like, I don't know. You just give it a listen. Give it an old listen. Give it a try. Yeah, just really yeah, there's always in the songs, they are all, I would say most of them are kind of depressing. There is one, Love of an Orchestra, that I think it's on my running mix. And it is just a fun little ditty. It makes you want to like run through a field of dandelions naked. Yeah, maybe not. And yeah, you're just kind of at peace at the end of the album. So that's not bad. If you can start off in a rocky place and then 43 minutes, we'll just round up, 43 minutes later, you're like, then that's, pretty good therapy. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, endlessly listenable. I can just literally replay it over and over and over, and it's a very soothing album. That's it. Yeah, I had no expectations for this album to be this high. But it's just one of those where you just can't put it down. So I don't think it is a great album as far as, the musicianship and like, it's not Radiohead. It's not any, it shouldn't be this high, but as my friend Jeannie says, here we are. So, I really like the album. Favorite lyric I wrote down, well, it's 4 a.m, things are getting heavy, and we both know that it's over, but we both know we're not ready. And the way they sing it, it's just, I'm going to see if I can capture his moodiness. We'll see. Probably not. Well, it's 4 a.m, things are getting heavy, and we both know that it's over, but we both know we're not ready. It's just that, man, it's so soothing. I could listen to this right now. Right damn now. Let's move on. Moving on. Number 18, artist is Hayden. Album is Skyscraper National Park. Favorite song is I Should Have Been Watching You. Possibly. Other one might be Streetcar or Dynamite Walls. This is why it's so high. And favorite activity, I wrote down winter drive through the mountains. Oh. I have a lot of memories tied up in this album. Came out in 2001. I was I don't know when it came out in 2001. It was either a freshman or a sophomore in college. 11 songs, just under 40 minutes. So, again, that might be a theme here where a lot of them are just really short albums, but they've just been played over and over and over. So Hayden is, I think he's also Canadian. Is there a theme happening? Emerging from a mess. You know what? I didn't say what was so popular about Noah and the Whale. And the reason I didn't do that, because nothing is. 34 million for Blue Skies, so not bad. The rest of them are like 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4. Okay, so Hayden, by comparison, holy shit balls. Is that... Hold on, let's check this out, guys, because the numbers are extremely low. I want to see if it's because I clicked on a special version. I'm going off script here, and I'm afraid not. Wow, I may have overestimated how popular this guy is. So basically, nobody knows who he is. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. That's shocking. So the most popular song has 663,000. There's a song on here with 36,000. Good God. Well, Hayden, I hope you kept the day job. This album is absolutely incredible. So, and that's what's wrong with the music industry. This dude went out and made just a dynamite, and I'm staring at the word dynamite while I say that. Just a dynamite album. So he, before this, was like a gravelly, he literally sounded like, what did I just do? He was very, like, had a very deep voice. And so he was, I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. Ding. What a bad idea that was. He had a song called Bad As They Seem. And his voice just changed, kind of like a reverse Tom Waits. So, like, his earlier stuff was very gravelly and it was just, it just wasn't that good. It was kind of like he wanted to be Nirvana, but just couldn't do it. It was just rough. I like a few of the songs, but it's just very basic and not good. And then this little beauty came out of nowhere, and like the instrumentation is very interesting and just changes throughout the album. Very pretty, beautiful, and his voice is no longer the like this guttural like Sling Blade, but maybe just like Sling Blade. And then this one, he's very, the word dainty came to mind, and I don't like it. Very soft-spoken. He's like, he's just very, like, almost not humming, but just like a lilting. Who invented that word? Is that a word? Let's find out. Hold on. It's worth finding out. Lilting. Lilting. Let's find out together. Lilting. Speak, sing, or sound with a lilt. They use the word in the definition. What is the meaning of lilting? Okay, musical or rhythmic. Hey guys, I'm not as dumb as I look. Anyway, so not super pop, as we can see. But I absolutely adore this album. So like Streetcar, I hear it and I connect with it immediately. It definitely makes you want to just go into the woods and walk around, drive around, see how beautiful it is. It's just the most amazing. It would be like a stargazing album. Holy cow. It might be topped by something coming up, but it's going to be at the tippy top. So, Dynamite Walls is just kind of an epic song. I think that was the first, I'm going to say, single. Who knows if this guy actually had singles. But Dynamite Walls was, it's like the Paranoid Android of their career. So it's just a very dynamic song. Hey. And then the rest of them are just like really pretty. Bass song is definitely one I've sung in the shower about 1,000 times. And that's the one that I chose for my lyric, mainly because I chose it as my lyric because it's really fun to sing. And it's basically the story of him recording somewhere like isolated in a cabin somewhere where it's snowing. He's snowed in and he's just recording his album, and then he takes off his headphones while he's recording, and he can hear people downstairs, and he's like, oh, fudge. So he grabs his bass guitar, and he goes out to, like, try to scare them, and he dies. Like, they kill him. So, yeah. Anyway, how did this not go to the top 10 of the Billboard charts? It's just a super pretty album, and it's got a little bit of guitars in there to keep you, keep the machismo flowing. But for the most part, it's just lay down with this thing, look at the stars, get your hot chocolate. Let me see, what did I write down? That was all just off the top of my head, and I think I just cursived my way through that sentence. Oh, perfect winter album. That makes sense. Yes, voice went from rough and deep to light on this album and everything after. And he really just changed the way he plays. He went from like heavily strumming his guitar and stuff before to just... That doesn't do it justice. Yes, can listen to repeat over and over and over again. It's a simple, perfect album. Wouldn't change a thing. Wouldn't change one little thing. So congrats to him. I should write him a letter. Yeah, I still sing these songs from time to time. Still listen to them all the time. It's on most of my mixes that I have or playlist. And yeah, just the way this guy plays his instruments, the way he sings, it's all very like unrushed. It just feels very natural, and I wrote autobiographical or yeah. So it just feels, it's a very personal album. You just kind of put yourself in his shoes, and yeah, I wish he had sold more albums. Oh, actually, I don't know how many he sold, but I wish this thing had more plays, because that's startling to me. The lyrics you will recognize because I just told the story. But the favorite lyrics were, as my song began to fade, I heard whispering and then I couldn't breathe. They were walking up the stairs towards me as I looked for something to try and scare them, and I couldn't find shit, so I grabbed my bass guitar by the neck and held it above me. And the way he sings it is just very fun, which I will do shortly. But yeah, this is one that I'm going to say he's singer-songwriter. And he's just, I don't know, man. Like, everything after this, too, is really good. I cannot think of the one that came after this. I do feel like this is the best album he ever made, because it's kind of a cool combination of, like, I think it was maybe influenced by Radiohead a little bit, but this one, it's a combination of his old style and his new. And everything after this was just lighter, which is nothing wrong with it. It's really good, but it felt more, and this maybe says more about me than the music, but it just felt more cheery, more like less, how I said Arcade Fire was, everything about it was, it felt very urgent and like life-changing. Everything after this just feels a little more like, oh, this would be a fun song. He has fun little songs about a cat losing its way and finding its way back home. Maybe it's a dog. Wide-Eye. Anyway, really good. The album after this actually is really good. So, oh yeah. If Hayden were here, he would sing, "As my song began to fade, I heard whispering, then I couldn't breathe. They were walking up the stairs towards me as I looked for something to try and scare them, and I couldn't find shit. So I grabbed my bass guitar by the neck and held it above me." Yeah. And that's why Hayden is a professional musician and I am not. Moving on. Number 17 is, artist is Neutral Milk Hotel. Album is In the Aeroplane Over the Sea. Favorite song, Two-Headed Boy. And my activity, I wrote down Indie Church, because I am a GD hipster. It definitely is like one of the indiest, hipsterish albums to ever exist. And I'll be honest, I'm here for it. It's fine. So, I'll give you the stats. This came out in 1998, 11 songs. We're going to round up to 40 minutes. This is one of the, you know what? Let me start. I saw him live. I say him because I don't think it was the full album. I think it was like, when did I go? I drove to either Tampa, Orlando. It was one of these, put it this way, he had like just, Jeff Mangum is the main guy with Neutral Milk Hotel. It's basically him. But he had kind of just disappeared. He kind of disappeared from, I don't know, everywhere. And then it was announced he was just like this mysterious guy, because he basically released this album, which had this immense critical acclaim. I don't know how many it sold. Holy shitballs. So the most popular song, In Their Airplane Over the Sea, 138 million. Wowzers. Pretty impressive. Yeah, compared to Hayden, what the fudge? So yeah, he was just kind of like, I don't know, living in the Shire somewhere. And then it was announced that he was doing like a tour and touring, I think by himself. And I immediately got tickets. And it was the most joyous, purest concert I've ever been to, ever will go to, that I can imagine. There were a lot of feelings. For one, if you know anything about this album, it's just I guess you would call it an emotional album, but the way that Jeff sings is very intense. It's not like he's a great singer, but he's giving you he's a scrappy guy on the basketball team that's just like diving for every loose ball. So he's giving you everything he's got. And it's one of those, like, if you're just driving around, oh my gosh, put this thing on, and you just, if you like it, you're going to sing along with him until your vocal cords are shredded. So there was just a way that this album is sung for the first, like, that's number one. Number two, he had come out of this, he's been underground basically for years and years and years. And then maybe it's just those two things, but it was just those. And then you're with just all these other people who just absolutely love mainly this album. I would say he had one before it that it's fine. It has some good moments. It has, anyway, it's got some good songs on it. Also has some bad songs on it. But this is, I think Pitchfork rated this like this is in the top 3 probably of like the last 30 years, let's just say. So hipsters all over the world, I mean, you say one bad thing about this and they will probably not going to beat you up because, they're hipsters, but they will, I don't know, harass you on the internet. So yeah, and so then you just had, it was a packed house. I didn't know anyone. I went by myself, and I sang the entire time at the top of my lungs, as did every single person there. It was just like literally felt like church or whatever. It was, just my favorite. I'm going to say, I don't know if it was my favorite. It was the most fun pure joy I've had at a concert, where I was just like, wow, I feel good. It was, you just kind of unite with everyone there. It's just a beautiful thing. Very, very beautiful thing. The album, let's get to it. So, possibly about Anne Frank. There's definitely some songs here and there that mention her or just kind of describe her situation. And I think he based this a lot on like weird dreams he was having. And anyway, so the music itself, I don't want to call it twee because it's more than that. It's just intense. I would encourage anyone and everyone to listen to it. It may not be like an initial grab. Like basically it's almost like Tom Waits. If you can kind of appreciate the voice, it is just an album that is an absolute joy to listen to. Very propulsive, so it just feels like it's always like speeding ahead. There's some feels religious in times, and part of that is because he does start off, I think, track 2 with He Loves Jesus Christ, and he's shouting it at the top of his lungs. Not screaming, but literally just I love you, Jesus Christ. does that more. It's very earnest. There's horns, there's guitars. He has a very unique voice, and he just stretches it to its limits. Like he's just literally, he's just giving it everything he's got. An amazing, great, if it's nice weather outside, you put this on, and because it is like, part of it is definitely depressing. Two-Headed Boy and Two-Headed Boy Part 2 feels like it's about like a dead child or something. Actually, the music, a lot of it is actually, the lyrics are pretty depressing, but it's a nice combination of like depressing lyrics and, except for some of them, Ghost, maybe O Comely definitely has like a, God, what is this album? Maybe only a couple of them are very like uplifting, but it feels like an uplifting album when you listen to it, because it's like I said, it's propulsive and just, I don't know, it's just really, really awesome. I've got a couple of them on my workout playlist as well. I think Holland 1945 is just a 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, I'm just all over the map. I think I'm waking up, which isn't good because I want to go to sleepy soonie. Do I end there? In the Aeroplane Over the Sea, an amazing song. Honestly, they're just all hits, all clutch hits. So let's just get to the lyric. I wrote, and one day we will die, and our ashes will fly from the aeroplane over the sea. But for now we are young, let us lay in the sun and count every beautiful thing we can see. Now, if that's not enough to get you feeling good, I'm going to try to imitate it by NMH/NutriMilk/Jeff Mangum. And one day we will die, and our ashes will fly from the aeroplane over the sea. But for now we are young, let us lay in the sun and count every beautiful thing we can see. And then I didn't write this down, but love to be in the arms of someone. I forgot the rest. I don't know if you can pick it up from how I sang it, but like you just get into it. It is a, turn off your self-awareness and just embrace it, and it's just going to be one of the best experiences of your life. There you go. Number 17. Shoot, we got to speed this thing up. Number 16, because we were at 37 mother freaking minutes, and I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we can do it. Number 16 is Tom Waits. Album is Mule Variations. Song is Picture in a Frame. And favorite activity, I wrote down Working on the Farm. This one I didn't know where I was going to put it. Came out in 1999, 16 songs, an hour and 10 minutes. It is long. I still haven't seen Tom Waits, so that's on me. This was my first Tom Waits album, so that's pretty cool. I think I got this for a stepdad at the time, and then I think maybe he didn't love it, and I was like, well, I've heard a lot about it. Let's give it a try. And then I was hooked. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this was my first Tom Waits album. I remember just reading all the reviews, because I was starting to get in the reviews, and it was just one of these universally acclaimed albums, and I'm like, fine, I'll listen. And initially, I remember Big in Japan, I think, is the first song I ever heard from him. And I was like, well, that's different. And then you listen to more, and you're like, well, nobody's making music like this guy. You know what, looking at some of these, it's hard not to sing them out loud. Like Big in Japan, I just want to say, bow, 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 bow. It's a very immersive. Yeah, wow, every single song I look at, and I just want to sing it. So that's good. I wrote down classic comfort album with some weird ones in there. What's He Building is like an all-time weird one from him. That might be the only. Chocolate Jesus is an amazing song. I remember I sent it to my friend Jessica because she loves Jesus. I don't know how she feels about chocolate. let me see. Come on up to the house is just a classic. So yeah, it's just like a very comforting. Georgia Lee is beautiful song. Picture in a Frame. Picture in a Frame is an amazingly beautiful song. It really ends with some just like beautiful stuff. Filipino Box Spring Hog is fun to say, and it's also just it's a classic Tom Waits banger. I think Eyeball Kid is probably kind of a weird song, but it's just like I don't even know if it's my favorite Tom Waits album, and yet here it is. But, it's the first one. You'll never forget your first one. It was my first album by him that I listened to, and I think maybe that was enough. It's also long, so generally speaking, the more Tom Waits, the better. Let me see. Voice. Yeah, his voice was in a really good spot here. It was very like classic sounding. It wasn't like too over the top. He's just got his own. Yeah, it's a bluesy classic album with, in my opinion, some of the prettiest songs he's ever done. So, and it's just Tom Waits, and you never can go wrong with him. I shouldn't say never. For the most part, you can't go wrong. Most popular song is Hold On, which is puzzling to me, but okay. 24 Million. How is Hold On the most popular? It's a good song, don't get me wrong. Anyway. That's it. I gotta be efficient. So I wrote down favorite lyric. Was, well, go ahead and call the cops. You don't meet nice girls in coffee shops. I just remember that standing out when I heard it. I was like, that might be true. And if Tom Waits were here, he would say, well, go ahead and call the cops. You don't meet nice girls in coffee shops. That was it. Let's speed ahead to number 15. I never know how to say it. Shigeros means victory rose. Album is, again, something I don't know how to pronounce. Agetis Bayergen. I think twice is enough. And favorite song is Svenji Englar. And I wrote down two things. One, making out with an alien, obviously. And then the second one, which I believe I told my friend Allison, when did this come out? 99? Oh, wait. I lost my place. Sorry. 99. So the other one was Swimming with Whales. And I remember telling my friend Allison at Olive Garden, that is just a very specific memory I have for some reason. I think it was the first time I told someone, I'm like, when I hear this, I want to swim underwater with the whales. So I definitely don't think she listened to this album. I did see this band live with my dad, and it was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. Maybe the most impressive performance that I've ever seen. So I have different ways, I guess, to view concerts. Trail of Dead was just like the raddest one where I was just like, yes. And then the one that I just mentioned, Nutrimilk Hotel, was like the most joyous. This one was, maybe the most impressive, where like the band was just on point. The lead singer, what's his name? Johns? I can't remember oh man, I don't remember, because he's got a pretty decent solo career. Anywho, he has one of the most beautiful voices in the entire world. So they made up, this one's going to take, I'm going to try not to take forever on this. So they are Icelandic. They sing in a made-up language called Hopelandic, which is a combination of, I think, Icelandic and something else. But they basically kind of created their own. The words themselves don't really matter. For instance, my favorite lyric basically is, it's you, it's you. But this is a cinematic band. I don't think I wrote that down, but Oh, you know what? I did write it down. So they're from Iceland. The lead singer, cannot think of his name. Just extremely talented. I heard about them because they opened for Radiohead, and I'm pretty sure this is the band that I read Brad Pitt was seen crying. People were just crying openly at their concerts, and I get it, especially if they were a little quiet room or something. It would probably you're not ready for it. So yeah, there's nobody like this band that I'm aware of. If you are aware of somebody similar, I would love to listen. It immediately, the album cover is an alien baby, and an alien angel baby or something. I'm not quite sure. And when you hear this, you immediately get it, because it's different than anything I've ever heard. It's just some of the most beautiful. I already wrote down cinematic. They got a little popular. Oh, I remember I'm going to jump around, but when we went and saw them, I was kind of just irritated because it was at, I think, USF Stadium or something like that. And it was indoors, and there weren't that many people. This band is so good and so amazing, and they never seem to really tour America that much. And they were in Tampa, and it was just, felt like there was maybe a few hundred people there, maybe less. I was just like, how is this possible? And to their credit, they put on one hell of a show. I think I wore a really cool, old school, navy jacket that I would wear, but there's no way I could pull that off. So anyway, they opened for Radiohead, and I discovered them. The lead singer, Tom York, was like, I wish I could sing as good as this guy. And when I heard that, I was just like, oh, God. So I was in. They play their guitars with bows. So cool. It is, I wrote down, it's cold, volcanic, glacial, beautiful, inspirational music. Oh, yeah, it was in the movie Vanilla Sky. I think at the end they played this. Let me see, I wrote down, would love to swim with whales to this. I believe this album was recorded in an empty swimming pool. I'm pretty sure. It's kind of like post-rock. And yeah, also great for sleeping. I gave it to a friend of mine as a sleeping mix, because I think I actually fell asleep to this a couple times, because it's one of these where it's just I don't know, you just have to listen to it. There's just nothing like it. Yeah. If that doesn't make you listen to it, then screw you guys. Oh, let's see how popular it was. Came out in 1999, 10 songs, hour and 11 minutes. The songs are long. So, yeah. Also, I didn't even know, all their albums are amazing, FYI. The second one is maybe even more highly regarded than this, but this was the first one that got to me, and I don't know. The first two are probably the best, but then also the others are really good. So, they just seem incapable of making bad music. Number 14 is My Morning Jacket. Wait, did I say who was popular? I didn't. Most popular song, everyone's waiting. Oh, the one that I picked, Svenji Inglar, 43 million. Not shabby. My Morning Jacket. Oh, this is not popular at all. Well, they're popular now. Is the artist. Album is the Tennessee Fire. His favorite song is By My Car. And activity, I wrote down walking around small town at dusk with a broken heart. Oh, why doesn't that make you feel sad? So it came out in 1999. Apparently it was a very good year for music. 16 songs, 57 and a half minutes. I can't get over how many of these songs I just absolutely love. Heartbreaking Man is probably the only one that I'm not. It's just, I don't know. It's a little too down the middle for my taste. Everything else, maybe it's about Twilight Now. I shouldn't say do without, but I don't love it as much as the others. Everything else is I Think I'm Going to Hell is a song I absolutely adore. Butch Cassidy, I can't think of how that goes, but Buy My Car is... Did I write that down? Yeah, that was my favorite. Oh, you know what? The Dark is one that I don't really care for. I Will Be There When You Die is just heavy and good God. I think this was... It was either recorded in a silo or something, but like this is another one where the singer is Jim James is the name. He's just really, he has a very, I'm going to say distinct voice, but like when I heard this for the first time, it was like, why doesn't everyone else sound like this? Like his voice sounds so powerful. And they changed their sound. This is the first album. Changed their sound. They ended up, I feel like they're like the next Grateful Dead or something. Like they just became really known for their live. They became kind of hippie-ish. But this one and then the other one that was in my top 100, At Dawn, just classic albums. Nashville to Kentucky, which is, I think I put that as my lyrics, my favorite lyric. It is just a really, really fun song to sing. You will hear me sing it here shortly. And let's just see what my notes were. This album is, as a debut album, holy shnikes. It is, they just don't make them like this anymore. Like, The War Begun is an amazing song. Picture of You, amazing song. Evelyn Is Not Real, pretty good song. If All Else Fails is an amazing song. Old September Blues, shut your mouth. The Bear, They Ran, like, this thing is just, it's incredible. 16 songs, and the most popular song, dear God, The Bear, at just over 1 million? Like, what's going on? Why is this not more popular? I'm going to be honest, I don't understand what's happening. So, my notes, vocals are really powerful. Lots of reverb, which I'm not entirely sure what that is, but there's a lot of it. It's a very distinct recording sound, and I love it. Countryish rock, some would say alternative rock, or alternative country. Alternative country, more accurate. But it's a kind of a haunting, sad, warm, comforting, raw sound. If any of those sound appealing, or all of them, this is the album for you. So, in the interest of time, I'm just going to cut myself off. Favorite lyric I wrote down, from Nashville to Kentucky, my heart, it draws the line. Somewhere, someone thinks of me. I just wish it was somewhere I could find. Sounds a little poetic. But the way that they sing it, which I have sung this song, I don't want people to think of me in the shower all that much, but this is me, and it sounds so good if you sing this in the shower. So if you're listening to this, go take a nice shower and then sing as if my morning jacket were here. Say the following lines. I promise. Oh, I can't promise, but I don't think they're going to like appear from out of the window, the mirror, bathroom mirror. Do I sound like a crazy person? Say yes, say no. So, Nashville to Kentucky, my heart, it draws the line. Somewhere, someone thinks of me. I just wish it was somewhere I could find. Doesn't that make you want to run out and buy this album? You know what? My write-ups became significantly shorter, which is good because I'm running out of time. Artist, album number 13. Artist is Radiohead. I know what some of you are thinking. Radiohead? Again? Yeah, guys, again. Shut up. There's going to be more. Radiohead, our album is Kid A, which I have a funny story about that. Favorite song, Idiotech. And then activity, I put Learning How to Be a Ghost. Because this album definitely... so I bought this album Oh man, how much time? It's 54 minutes. Great day in the morning. Oh, all that weird preamble about food at Publix. Okay. So, I saw this band live, yada, yada, yada. They're amazing. My favorite band. Whenever. So, my favorite album was OK Computer. Oops, did I just reveal number one? Then this came out, so they were my favorite band with my favorite album, and then they released this 3 years later. I remember buying this mofo at Best Buy the morning it came out. I got in my car, bought the CD, so, these were the days, year 2000, and I put it on, and, I can just still remember that feeling of, oh, it's happening, Butthead. Come to Butthead. So, yeah, it was just like a religious experience or something. I was just like, wow, that sounds like ESPN, but when you hear the music, it sounds much better. Everything in its right place came on, and it was transformative. This album was basically, this is when they already had made my favorite and the best album of all time. And then the band just said, and it was a guitar album and almost, I wouldn't say prog rock, but just the guitars were heavily featured. And then they released this, and there's maybe one guitar or a bass guitar song. And most, I guess Optimistic has some guitar, but for the most part, they just kind of abandoned the guitars, and people are like, excuse me? I don't even know how to compare, who's on top? If Michael Jackson was just oh, by the way, I don't dance anymore, you'd be like, well, that's weird. He's just I'm just going to do crooners. It probably wouldn't go over well. So, yeah, Radiohead, for the most part, abandoned their guitars and just locked in, and they made some of the most, best music of their careers. But yeah, it was just such a big departure from everything they'd done to this point. This is, I guess, OK Computer was them breaking out, and they broke out obviously in a big way, and then this is where they really started harnessing their superpowers and getting, the music became much more complex, and there was so many layers and things that I didn't even realize were going on. Still don't to this day. Came out in 2000, 11 songs, 47 minutes. Most popular song is Everything in Its Right Place, which I think is in a movie. 182 million. We'll take it. Yeah, so I listened to this in a Best Buy parking lot. Oh God, this damn album did force me to, I should say force me, but I had the bright idea when I was 16. I was born in 82, so 98. I had heard rumblings that the album was going to be called Kid A. It was just this is basically my entire life. It was just Radiohead news, please. And so I'd heard it was going to be called Kid A. Went to go get my license plate for my vehicle, and I was going to get a personalized license plate. Granted, this is 2 years before the album came out. Kid A was taken. Some mofo. So anyway, I get Kid 6A because 6 was my favorite number at the time. Shout out to Eddie Jones. Basketball player, my favorite b-ball player. And so I got Kid 6A as I just kind of improvised. I assumed that nobody else was going to get Kid A, and I was wrong. So, I got Kid 6A, and then what I did not realize was that the 6 looks like a G, and so for way too long in my life, I drove around with a license plate that looked like it said Kid Gay. So that's my story. I think that might be one of the reasons I did this, just because I think it's a funny story. So what do I say? Yeah, evolution of the band. I mean, if you've never heard this, just do yourself a favor and listen, please. Yeah, it definitely brought out the electronic, ambient, jazz side of Radiohead, which they leaned into a lot more. What did I write? Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I did write an example. I said it was the music equivalent of Michael Jordan playing baseball after winning 3 finals. So it was just, that was like what it was. We were like, wait a second, this dude's the best in the game, just won 3 finals, and now he's going to play baseball? That seems like an odd choice. So, favorite lyric, I wrote, I'm not here, this isn't happening, which was also one of my AOL Instant Messenger away messages. So, back in the day. And if Radiohead were here, I would give them hugs. They would sing, I'm not here, this isn't happening. And they would sing it much better than me. Okay, number 12? Okay, 2 to go. We're almost there. Number 12 is Matt Kivel, who I mentioned earlier, was part of the Breakup Squad. Album is called Double Exposure. Favorite song is Rainbow Trout. And I wrote down Healing, because this is definitely a healing album. I don't even know if this is my favorite. Good God, some of the numbers are real low. I think I might have made up some of these. So there are 4 tracks here with like 4,000 to 5,000 plays, and I'm probably half those. So not the good. Most popular is somehow not Rainbow Trout. It is Elysian at 630,000. So anyway, this guy I absolutely love. He became when did this come out? 2013. He became one of my favorites not long after this came out. I just really, really, really enjoyed his music. He's got about, I'm going to say 3 or 4 in a row that I really enjoy and I can just listen to. I remember doing like a lot of physical work and just throwing this on, and like you just kind of lose yourself in it. So it's amazing background music. He's, for the most part, this album definitely. He just kind of, he's a lilting singer. He just, and the music is just like a dink, 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 dink. But it's both foreground and background music. It would be amazing for soundtracks. What did I write down? Oh yeah, all-time re-listenable. And I mean just all-time. That's why it's so high, but it's just really, really pretty, beautiful. At the same time, kind of soul-crushing. But it's in a way that you're like, it's going to be okay. Which makes it a great album for healing. Beautiful, sad, contemplative, definitely. Some of the things are like really harsh and you don't realize it. Yeah, great for breakups, figuring out life, getting ready. That's funny. Getting ready for work. Let me see. It's very delicate, contemplative again, detailed music. They're just simple, perfect songs. And it feels almost like you're just discovering him every time. Like you're listening in on it. Like it's your little secret. So I just absolutely love it, and I wish everyone listened to it. Favorite lyric I wrote down, both sides of me never want to die. And that feels very true. And oh yeah, he sings, the way he sings it is, both sides of me never want to die. That's literally what he sounds like. So if you like that, you are in for a treaty. Number 11, we're almost there. Ooh, this one's good. And the reason I'm using this voice is because the artist, that's going to get old. Artist is Massive Attack. Album is Mezzanine. Favorite song is Angel. And I put down as my activity, getting your freak on in slow motion. And my God, if you hear, this will probably be my song. The song Angel is so effing good. This album itself, 11 songs, 1 hour and 3 minutes. I honestly, it's so good. I feel like I usually fall off after like track 8 or 9. But I mean, it's not like it ends badly. It's just like it feels like like a really long album, and I mean that in the best way because it's just it feels like the whole album. Is the whole album? I think it's the whole album. Feels like it's in slow motion, in like the best way possible. It's just like eating ice cream in slow motion. I don't know, but like it's just. You know what? That didn't help. What did I write down? Vibes for Days. I mean, the vibes on this album. It's so, like, sexy and cool and just, like, think Matrix walking in slow motion. It's just, this needs to be on more soundtracks. I assume it's got to be on some soundtrack somewhere, but, man, that song Angel that's probably going to be my song that I put on the gram. I learned about this. I hate this part of it. So this came out in 1998. I already said that. 11 songs. I learned about this. I read some article in like probably Rolling Stone or Spin about this band or this album that was like selling out in Starbucks. And this is back 1998. Like Starbucks was still kind of cool, I think, maybe back then. Like they were almost like tastemakers. It was like, this Starbucks is making this band popular. And I was like, let's see. Let me just check this thing out. And I did. And oh my God. It's got some kind of like beetle on the cover. They're British. And it's just, this album is so good. It amazes me that people don't know about it. Track 3 is the most popular, Teardrop. I think that was an actual single. 317 million. So, you know, it gets around. I wrote down... it's trip hop. Yeah, this is trip hop. So this, Portishead, is another one that's just like, gimme. Can listen to it forever. I think this might have been my first exposure to trip hop. It's just absolutely stunning all the way through. It's just like, it's a thick album. Like, it's just an immersive, you're just in it. Different musical energy, vocalist, endlessly listenable, and it just kind of changes its vibe throughout. It's like a syrupy, man, it's just so good. Easy to get lost in. And then let's wrap this baby up. Favorite lyrics were Her Eyes, She's on the Dark Side, Neutralize, Every Man in Sight. And then they repeat Every Man in Sight. And I don't remember they do that, but anyway. If Massive Attack were here, they would say, Her eyes, she's on the dark side, neutralize, every man inside, every man inside. Yeah, musically, this album is just absurd. I don't know why there's not more music like this. Anyway, that's it. That's next time I will do the top 10, which I know people can't wait for, but you have to wait. That's how time works. Have a good day.